Welcome everyone to the Incredicast podcast. I'm Adam Hurst, here with David Kerrigan. And this past Saturday, actually, there was an event known as the All-Star Race.
Woo! Yeah.
And surprisingly, Kevin Harvick wins another race in 2018.
Who knew, right? I couldn't have predicted that one. Yeah. We had a whole new package, a whole new car, a whole new everything in this All-Star race, and we're here to break down the race and the things that transpired. So, we had the first event of the night. We had the Open.
Yeah.
And we had 3 different stages and 3 different stage winners. So,
yeah.
What happened in that race?
Well, in the Open, they had pretty calm racing. Just Almirola led the majority of the first stage. But Bowman was able to run him down and get around him. And he would win the first stage, punching his ticket into the All-Star race. Then in stage 2, it would be Daniel Suarez, which they're names that you would think would be up there, you know, in those.
It's 2018,
It's 2018, yeah. But in stage 3, we had
AJ Allmendinger.
Who
passed everyone and his own grandmother to get that spot. Man, that was beautiful.
They told him, either bring it in victory lane or bring it with the steering wheel back.
Yep.
And but it would be Chase Elliott winning the fan vote, surprisingly, because he hasn't won it the past 2 years before that. So,
I mean, who else in that race are the fans going to vote for?
Which I think he finished second in that final stage.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so
he did.
I don't think that counts towards his total second place victories. So
that's okay.
Still tied with his father there. But later in the night, the All-Star race would kick off, and who was on the pole?
On the pole, we would see the one, the only Matt Kenseth had a Roush front row.
Yeah.
Last time that happened was a long time ago. No, I can't even tell you. Roush cars, my goodness. Which, to be honest, it didn't make sense. Because in qualifying, Roush cars looked good. And in the race, Roush cars looked like normal Roush cars. Couldn't turn. Not even as close as good as the Ford or the Penske cars. Or the Gibbs cars as well. You know, we saw Hamlin. We saw Truex in the 78 car. Was doing great. But yeah, we had on pole Matt Kenseth, and yeah, when the green flag dropped, all of the Roush cars they were like
yeah.
You know,
when the green flag dropped, so did they.
Concrete slabs falling to the ground. You know,
yeah,
man.
But we would have our first caution of the night because Kurt Busch, he just didn't like the package. I guess he just said, "Screw this," spun it around.
3 wide.
Three
in
wide,
the middle of the corner. I mean, come on. What do you want the man to do? Come on.
Yeah. But he would come back and contend later on, though.
Yes.
So, perseverance of Kurt Busch.
And crash again.
And crash again. We'll get to that in a minute. Then we see Kevin Harvick. He just says, "Wait a minute. I'm Kevin Harvick." Takes the lead from Stenhouse. Gets to almost a second lead. Around 7/10, 8/10. He manages to do that at a restrictor plate track.
And poor Brian France is sitting with all his VPs and the fellow people of NASCAR like, we got a good package here, we're gonna do great. You know, we got this restrictor plate, we did the pack racing, no one's gonna go ahead. And Kevin Harvick, early, first stage, says, you're funny. And goes ahead 8/10 when now, correct me if I'm wrong, but not any other car the whole night was able to get that far ahead.
The second farthest would be Kyle Busch. He managed to get it to 4/10. Couldn't do anything on the levels of Harvick.
Like a fishing line. He was getting reeled in.
Truex has even said that he's just on another level. So Kevin Harvick.
That's coming from Truex.
Truex, the man who dominated
last
2017.
Yeah. So.
And in 2016, we saw him at the Coke 600 almost lapping the entire field. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, however, Kevin Harvick would lead, you know, the mass majority of the first stage. And yeah, he would win stage 1, which since it's the All-Star race, there's no points, there's no.
You win an All-Star point.
You win a stage in the All-Star race. Now your life is complete. But keep in mind, this is NASCAR, and we are talking about Kevin Harvick. So, the pitting for stage 2, of course his pit crew would screw up. It's Kevin Harvick, right? Of course, You gotta KHI, RCR, now Sterling, of course his pit crew.
You gotta give the man a challenge to make this race interesting. So
how else is he gonna win, right?
I mean, like at Texas earlier in the season, went like 2 laps down at a point in the race, still manages to finish second. So
yeah,
it is Kevin Harvick, but Truex would take the lead. Kyle Busch would end up overpowering him and get to that 4-second lead. But then Daniel Suarez and Kyle Larson would try to attempt to pass him, but
you couldn't really pass that well with these cars, could you?
You basically needed to either have like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars behind you to help push you up there, or you give them a good old bump and run.
Yeah,
bump and run podcast. Go watch that. No,
or the third choice is you need to be Kevin Harvick because
that's true.
High line, low line.
How to win $1 million? Be Kevin Harvick.
Yes.
But then that's basically most of the important news of that stage.
Nothing really happened in the first 2 stages.
It was just follow Kyle Busch train, and no, this is not the Xfinity series.
Toyota train, really.
Toyota train, yeah.
Hamlin, Truex, and Suarez was up there too. So.
Yeah, Suarez had a
good for him.
Great
One
run.
race he's doing well is in a point race. So
yeah. Stage 3, we saw a little bit of strategy come into play. Keselowski, I think he took 2 tires, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, surprisingly, 2 tires wasn't a bad call. He took 2 tires while the entire field, not over-exaggerating, the entire field who pit, everyone took 4 tires. And so we were like, there's no way he'll be up there in the top 5. For about maybe 15 good laps, the 2 car was up there, in P1, P2 area.
Yeah.
So, holding on with that with 2 tires. Personally, I feel that it's because, you have so much drag on the cars. It really doesn't matter how you turn, For example, the Roush cars, a.k.a., huge metal boats that don't have any downforce on them as is, you add the drag package and the spoiler and you mix it up and you throw it in a bag and you toss it off a bridge and you do all this and then you get these big cars that are slow. So yeah, but we would see after that we had some guys that they would pit after a late race caution, correct?
Yeah.
And Kevin Harvick, he would be the first car to come down pit road.
Yeah, and no pit road issues that time. Maybe they fixed their issues. Who knows? We'll see in the 600.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. But Truex would be leading with 5 laps to go, and then Alex Bowman decides, you know what? I'm not winning it. Wrecks it. And
does a Kurt Busch.
Yeah.
Same thing he did. Turn 2, just hard hit on the rear. He kind of saved it, and then the right front just slammed on. Never mind. So
he did say that if he did win $1 million, he would give everyone tacos. So unfortunately, we do not.
Define everyone.
Like, is it us? Is it them? Is it
you?
Is it
me? Is it my kind of people? I don't know. But either way, as a good friend that we don't know, Jeff Gordon says, cautions breed cautions. They're like rabbits in Harlem. And so we saw that one little caution, one car all by himself wrecked, would kill half the field. So we next would have a huge caution. What would happen in that wreck, Adam?
Well, this is what happens when you mix restrictor plates
and slow cars
and Charlotte Motor Speedway. Truex was pinning I believe it was Stenhouse, right?
Yes.
It was spinning him down. Stenhouse
4 wide in the
four
turn
wide,
3, mind you, at Charlotte.
Stenhouse just gives him a little bit of a bump, and then woohoo goes Truex into everyone.
And half the field was out. Kurt Busch, Clint Boyer, Truex himself, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski. He got jacked up, you can say. Matt Kenseth, he also got tagged by the 40 when he came down. I mean, Stenhouse was on the apron. What do you want him to do?
Yeah.
You know, so.
Then after that crash, Keselowski says, back to normal racing next week. So I don't think he was too much of a fan of that package.
No. And the world breathed a sigh of relief.
And that would cause something called a stage overtime. Because that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
These cautions couldn't end the stages in the All-Star race.
Did you look that up online?
No, they said it over and over in the race.
Cautions will not end the stage. Well, wow.
Yeah.
At least they are consistent with that, you know.
And since Kevin Harvick got those 4 tires, he was able to stay out and basically just drive away with the stage win.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know why we didn't see a lot of people come pit then, because, you know, you're not going to pit when the stage is over, because we only had 10 laps to go, so I don't know. We would see Suarez and Hamlin, I believe. They would choose to stay out, and Charlotte, with this stupid package, with the with this restrictor plate and all this stuff, tire wear really wasn't that bad.
It was not.
We saw at the air distribution. I don't even know, you know, with the clean air, the draft, and who knows. But yeah, so we see 2 of the Gibbs cars would stay out, and then we had stage 4, the last little 10 lap stint, and what would happen? 10 laps to go. This is it. The one thing that's always been true in the All-Star race, I always have the last segment. It used to be called segments back when the good old days of 2 years ago. 10 laps to go. What happens?
Well, like everyone expected, Kevin Harvick was able to pull out to like a good amount lead, and it looked like he was just going to check out there, but then Larson and Logano racing each other. Larson doesn't give him room. Logano goes in the wall. Then Logano goes, nope, you're not getting away with that one. Chases him down, spins him around. Larson goes through the grass.
And complains about it in the interview, of course.
Good old Young Money. But anyways, yeah, sorry about that.
I'm never returning to this podcast.
I'm sorry. This is the end. But last restart would happen. It'd be Harvick versus, as Ken Squire says, the Monterey Missile, I think. Whatever.
Monterey, Mexico. The Monterey Mexican Missile.
But yeah, it would be between them two. Denny Hamlin pushing Suarez. Our good friend Joey Logano behind Harvick.
So yeah, 2 Fords fighting against 2 Toyotas. It's the classic showdown. And where's Chevrolet? We don't know. But 2 Fords versus 2 Toyotas.
Oh, there he is. Jimmy Johnson.
That's right.
Comes out of nowhere.
To split the Toyotas apart. And Kevin Harvick keeps getting help from Joey Logano. And that's it. Really, that's it. The fastest car. He had the newest tires with the cleanest air. With the worst pit crew, he would make it. Kevin Harvick would win his 2nd All-Star race. 11 years ago, on that day, it was when he won his first All-Star race with RCR, which is now called TBR. That whole race team is now called Hillen Brothers Racing, because that's all they care about. Paul Menard, I'm sorry. So yes, we would have the 2018 All-Star race. That's a wrap. Question, how did you feel about this restrictor plate and the drag package that they added on?
Well, compared to last year's All-Star race, it was better in terms of that, but I wasn't a fan of this package, it just didn't seem like real racing.
Yeah.
To me,
it seemed fake.
It seemed like a just artificial race put together.
Like fake news.
Yes, fake news. Yeah, and to see like all of these people on Twitter just trying to want this package, why? It's like, I get Harvick does get up to like a 10-second lead at times, but that's real racing.
Yeah.
Engineering and
sometimes it's Truex. I mean,
sometimes
we had Truex last year. Richard Petty won the Daytona 500 by 2 laps. Yeah. Okay.
A lot of fans say that they want the old racing back. That is the old racing. Jeff Gordon won like 13 wins in 1997?
Yeah.
So that's old racing. If you want it, there it is. You have it. Stop complaining.
This was just, if you ask me, the drag package, slowing the cars down was so stupid. I hated this racing. Because they tried to make it like Daytona pack racing, but the air distribution was so bad you couldn't go 4 wide, as we saw the one time they did going into a turn. It's Charlotte. There's no room. The cars were just stupid. I mean, slow and stupid. I mean, just looked bad with the aero package and the restrictor plate. They had such low RPMs. My goodness. So, just
yeah.
Yeah.
If they do try this package again next year,
don't.
I hope they don't. Really hope they don't. Go backwards on the racetrack. Do the Roval. Do something else. Not this.
Tony Stewart. Half the cars go one way. The other half goes the other way.
But if you have to, for some reason, have to do this again,
try it at Bristol.
Yes.
Yeah, because there you go. Yeah.
Let's kill all the drivers.
Yeah, exactly. You want pack racing? Take it to Watkins Glen. You can just stand on the throttle and go 80 miles an hour the whole way.
Yeah.
Just stupid. Just stupid.
But if they have to do it, just take the restrictor plate off. Just do that. That's fine. But
and the spoiler. My goodness, you couldn't see out that thing if you wanted to.
Yeah. But yeah, just let us know what you thought of this package down in the comments below. If you liked it, if you hated it.
Just ask Brad Keselowski and Kyle Larson, who said, we're glad to have normal racing and going to go fast again. My goodness.
It would be interesting to see what some of the takes some of the other drivers thinks of this package. So
did you see how during the whole race NASCAR did not once show lap times or speeds?
No, they did not.
Not once.
Yeah. But anyways, as Brad Keselowski says, we are going to normal racing next weekend.
Thank God.
For the Coca-Cola 600, the longest race of the season, unless there's overtime 1 million times in the race. But yes.
I mean, hey, I went there one time, and that was the year that they had the whole TV cable came down and hit Kyle Busch's car, and we had an hour red flag on top of the longest race of the year. It was long. But yes, this coming week, we have the best day of racing throughout the whole year. Starts off at 9:05 a.m. with the Monaco Grand Prix, which is personally my favorite race in the entire world, entire sport. That's the best track. It's a street circuit. And then we come back to America for the Indianapolis 500. Danica Patrick making her last start. I pray people live in that race. And then the Coca-Cola 600 to wrap the day of racing. The worldwide international day of racing off with a bang. So, quick though, have some NASCAR news. Because NASCAR's doing so great, we need to try all these great things. NASCAR's got a bright future with great drivers. Chase Elliott, future young kids, Brian Blaney. All these great guys. They're selling the sport.
Oh. You can find it on eBay.
It's a show of progress, isn't it?
Yeah, there are a few potential buyers. Jeff Gordon, he introduced Disney to buy it. I think they are going that way since they added the ears on the spoiler.
Oh gosh, please.
But yeah, This is either going to be the new age of NASCAR or will be its death.
Yeah. I mean,
there is no in between at this point.
No. It hasn't been looking too good for like the last 10 years-ish, So, I mean, you have sponsors Lowe's, who's been on the 48 car the whole season. Lowe's has always been all the races on Jimmy Johnson's car is leaving Team Hendrick and is leaving the 48 car. So sponsors are packing up and they're getting the heck out of Dodge. And Dodge got the heck out of Dodge a while ago, as we saw in 2012.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For us NASCAR fans, we're hoping that something good finally happens to the sport, and great racing is all throughout. Not looking very likely, but we can always.
We would love for Gene Haas to buy the sport. My
Please.
goodness. He has the money. He has the money. When you own a Sprint Cup team and an F1 team, an F1 team, come on. But yes,
I feel like he could do great things. With the sport. So
have some control over to our man's Oak. My goodness.
Yeah.
He would turn this thing around in half a week.
Yeah.
But yes, so the France family is selling NASCAR. They want about $2 to $3 billion. Yes, a B billion with a B. They're probably not gonna get that.
Probably not.
I mean, no. But yes, so NASCAR for the first time, the France family created NASCAR in 1949, correct?
Yeah.
And they're selling it. So yeah. But next week we're coming back to the same track with different cars. Who do you have in the Coca-Cola 600? The longest race of the year.
Well, sometimes in Coca-Cola 600 we have those people that stay out and they win the race. Saw that last year with Austin Dillon. I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think it's going to be the same verse, different song. Kevin Harvick's going to end up.
Whoa!
Yeah,
that's a shocker.
Crazy.
Who knew?
He's going to win his
seventh.
Well, technically seventh.
Oh,
but sixth actual point race. I think there's no stopping him right now. We're going to see him we're going to be talking about him on this podcast for the rest of the year, possibly.
He's having a good time. He's having a ball. Don't stop him now.
He said it's a game to him at this point. That's when you know you're dominating. But who was your pick?
Well, I mean, to be honest, Kevin Harvick is probably going to win this race. I would pick Kevin Harvick. However, hey, we're on the Incredicast podcast. Anything can happen.
Kyle Petty will win the Coca-Cola.
Like Kevin Harvick can win 3 races in a row again.
Yeah.
But yes, I am going to go with the 42 of Kyle Larson. Wow. He almost won 2 weeks ago. Wait, no, last week, correct? Last week at Kansas, and then a few cautions would kill his chance. Ryan Blaney would kill his chance. Penske, 2 weeks in a row, would kill his hopes.
So, one race prediction: Brad Keselowski is going to wreck Kyle Larson.
Third Penske car, third time in a row. But yes,
possibly Paul Menard. So, he's technically a Penske car, so
either
possibly.
But Truex could possibly get it, as we saw the past 2 years. He dominated this race. We can't really use the All-Star race as a good barometer because of this, because of the weird package and the restrictor plates, and my goodness.
Yeah.
Who knows what NASCAR changed for the All-Star race, but yes. So, my pick is going to be the 42 of Kyle Larson.
Wow. So, look out for the 4, look out for the 42, look out for the 4 again. He's going to end up lapping himself at some point. But that is all we have.
Watch him wreck now, because we're so confident he's gonna.
Well, every time we're so confident.
Every time.
When we're actually on his side on this podcast.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
We did not pick him at all.
The only time we picked him that he won,
spin.
He won Kansas. That's the only one that we predicted correctly.
Yeah.
So. But yeah,
that was crazy, that race.
Yeah, that race was awesome. Maybe we'll see another Kansas race.
But yes, we had small spoilers and actual race cars again. Tune in next week for the Coca-Cola 600 podcast race review. I'm so happy the cars are normal again. Brad, buddy, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
Brad, here's your invitation. If you want to come on this podcast, you're totally welcome.
So yeah, that is it, right?
That's
all we have.
All we have. So we'll see you next week. Hope you enjoy the great day of racing that we have for Sunday.
Can't wait.
Tune in for all.
Sebastian Vettel, hope Ferrari gets it, and I hope, the hometown hero from Indiana got pole Indianapolis 500. I hope Ed Carpenter takes home a home win.
So there you have it. He is predicting the winners for Sunday. So, but yes, we hope you enjoyed the race day, and hope you enjoy our podcast too.